Materialism. Things don't compare to your relationship with self and others. Now, materialism is a tricky beast. It's very much a part of our daily life, and for a long time now, you know, America especially has been living pretty fat and happy and, you know, having a lot of needs met, a lot of luxury items, a lot of overvaluing clothes and body and image and status and sports cars and big houses and things. Basically, we have a lot of things. We've had a lot of access to things, and in and of itself there's nothing really wrong with that, but it's just been really out of balance. And so part of what we're experiencing right now with the economy and just that whole, you know, thing that's happening and all of that is leading us to really having to look at our relationships. Because if we don't have as much money, you know, people who have really invested their money into things and have neglected their relationships or their feelings and that kind of thing, when they don't have as much money, then they're not going to be able to distract themselves in that sort of good old-fashioned consumer approach to living that's rewarded and encouraged. And so it's an opportunity for people to start valuing what is really important, which it is our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with the people in our life. And a lot of times, you know, materialism has that kind of hold. It gets out of balance because there are people who can enjoy the material world and do enjoy healthy, happy relationships. That does exist. And so, again, it's not that things are necessarily horrible or evil, but when it's out of balance, when people have a lot of pain and have, you know, been rejected or hurt or abused or whatever, and they don't deal with that, then they tend to, you know, buy into this idea that if you have this item, it will make you happy. Or a lot of times it's, you know, it's passed down from generation to generation. Families, you know, if your parents were really into that kind of thing, then it's likely that you could have a relationship with things in a similar way if your parents showed love through buying you things. You may show yourself love through buying you things, you know, and that becomes a problem, an obvious problem, when you don't have the money for it. When you have the money for it, then everybody admires you and thinks you're really lucky, but you still, that doesn't mean that you're really dealing with the emotions, the feelings, the relationships. People, love yourself, love each other, stand up for yourself, don't hide behind material things, be real. And that's really what this card is saying, is be real, be in your life, see materialism for what it is, and acknowledge that it has been it has been out of balance. For anybody who's alive, in America at least, you have been exposed to messages that, you know, repeatedly tell you to identify with things, that that's where you'll find your happiness. When really it's through being loved, being known, being close to people, having your own feelings taken seriously, you know, people showing that they care, people, you know, that kind of willingness to go through the good and the bad, the up and the down, to be committed to growing with another person or people. That is what the human heart needs, and it's what is truly lacking. And that when we start to do that, then the material realm will still exist to a certain extent, but it's not going to be so hyped, and it's not going to, it won't serve for serve as a distraction to life and love, but as a enhancement where your basic needs are met. You know, where you're not starving, you're not naked, you're not living in a hut, but it's not who you are. Those things don't make up who you are. They're just things.
Let's cut out the melodrama so we can wake up the whole wide world. Let's make up and start all over and awaken the boys and the girls.